My next step in this process is very easy. I'm just going to take a Sharpie and go over my pencil lines. So I'm just going to trace over everything with a black Sharpie. Now I'm going to use an ultra fine line because I can always go back and thicken up a line if I wish to, but once I have it applied, I can't get rid of the Sharpie. So nice, easy, simple step. Just outline everything with Sharpie marker. There is my completed graffiti design traced in Sharpie. My last step to this is to now take an eraser and erase the pencil lines. But I don't like to do that right away. I like to let my Sharpie sit for a few minutes, maybe even to the next day, depending on how long it takes you to trace it, so that I can ensure that there's no chance of the Sharpie being wet yet on the surface of the paper, so that when I erase, I don't end up with smudges from the Sharpie. While I was tracing, you probably noticed that I had a folder down that I placed my hand on top as tracing. That was because even though I'm getting rid of the pencil lines, I wanted to minimize as much smearing of the pencil as possible, because then it's less I had to clean up after I trace with Sharpie. So you may want to consider laying down a piece of paper under your hand. We've talked about this in previous years when doing artwork. To prevent smudging of the pencil, if you lay something down to protect the surface of your work area, you will minimize the amount of smudging that occurs from your hand resting on the composition. So that is my last step in the drawing phase. As I mentioned previously, the last and final step will involve adding color to our composition. There will be some certain rules that we follow with the coloring of our graffiti design. So that's it for this step. Once you have this traced in Sharpie marker, you're just ready for the instructions on color.